Welcome back to episode 9 on Hinterland. So today we are going to, first of all I'm going to tip this soybeans in here and put some sorghum in the trailers, go and feed the chickens before I forget, as I forgot on the last episode to do that, and I know they will be very, very close to being empty, and it's not a good price to sell soybeans at this point. July is the perfect time to sell it, so we'll keep them for a later date. Until we get a good price for them. That'll do. Only need a little bit. Need to also keep an eye on the eggs and see. I'm going to be in a position it didn't feel much. Put the rest back in there. Right, so as discussed on the last episode, we will be extending these fields, or extending the fields, which why did I do that? Why won't that connect? Well, I think I've got to connect that the other way around. It would be, and now the mower's in the way. We do need to do some organising in our yard. Would like to get, well, quite like doing sheep, so I would love to get some sheep. I think over time we need to have a bigger cattle shed and chickens. Good ways of making good money. But for now, we're going to focus on, I'm just going to extend this field a long way. Straight the way down. Hopefully as straight as possible. Know me, it won't be. But get the biggest area possible. This is the challenge in creating fields, is to get them straight, or as close to straight as possible. Ultimately, could go a bit wider right up to the edge of that, and then we might have to take over the workers sometimes ourselves, but it'll be okay. I'm not going to quite go to the end, because from personal experience, then when you're planting and stuff, it can become difficult if you're using a worker. always does that. So we're going to create this around here. Just keep a similar sort of distance away from the edge. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to the edge of the field and come across here, because then it can hopefully tie up. What we'll probably do is create 2, maybe 3 fields out of this. So obviously we'll create this big one and then a couple of smaller ones. Might be odd shapes, but they're okay. So in theory, that angle there should be square-ish. So let's go. Does anybody else have issues with creating fields square? It's because it keeps jumping in, doesn't matter what. You've got to be really lucky. Although this is a reasonable start, it's not jumped at any point yet. It will do, no doubt. There we go. As it goes, that's not bad. And there's another one. So if I turn a nice little loop round, and we should be able to get it to join up. And then obviously what we can do is we need to plough all that internally, that's fine. I'm thinking the next field, I'm tempted to just create a little bit of a gap, partly because you're trying not to harvest the next field. And drop it down here. Go straight down here. And then eventually, obviously, well, we could actually join these fields anyway, but just allows us to grow some more crops and create a trap down here as well. So eventually, with the landscaping. And trees ahead can be cut down at some point to expand it further out. But we're slowly getting there with our farm work. I think I'm just going to turn, I'm not going to go too far. Because I want to go across here and then turn. I'll keep that. It's going to be a weird shape one, this. I don't want to go too close to the water. All these trees, but obviously eventually we can cut all these trees down. Yeah, I'm going to do 3 fields, I think. Not a bad, not a bad size again. It's certainly not as an awkward shape as the one across the river. And then we'll be able to create a mini field down here that we can expand at a later date. Which I think would be smaller field, but again, not too bad. And once we clear them trees, we can expand it out a little bit. And what we're going to do is turn here, partly because I'm just going to get close to that edge otherwise. I know they're not square edges, but they're okay. I think I want to square that off a little bit. There we go. There's the 3 outlines of the fields created. So what I'm going to do is off camera I'm going to start to fill in them, and I'll join you back shortly. Ta-ta for now. Welcome back. I've just finished the smallest of the fields and just realised that fields 2 and 3 that are at obviously the final growth stage, I have not dealt with the weeds. So I really need to go and deal with them first. A schoolboy error nearly made before it was dark. Disappointing that I'd forgotten about that, to be honest. Don't normally forget. Well, depends. We all forget when the wife asks us to do something, don't we? Right, so 35%, probably not enough. We need to go and top this up. I bet that's on the trigger point. Maybe if I can get close enough. Yes. Okay. Let's get this done before it goes dark. That could have been a disaster tomorrow in February with all the weed in our nice new crop. Could set a worker to do this, but just quickly whiz over ourselves and thinking as well, we'd like to get some bees at some point to start generating some honey and some money. And they're good for pollinating our crops as well. There's lots of plans. Our farmyard's too small, so we do need to develop that out, and more buildings, more animals. Probably going to do the plot behind at some point, or certainly the extra space. There's certainly lots to do, but we need to get that income in first so we can have the funds to do it. Can't believe it's still snowing. Let's just check. We've missed a bit. Always the case. That's it. Let's see. This will leave a little strip again in the middle, which is annoying, but one of them things. I'm going to leave that little bit. It's not worth doing it. We're only just going to complete this before it goes dark. It's even harder in the dark. And ploughing should be able to continue in the dark. Well, for as long as it can anyway. Yeah, I'm thinking this space ahead there is a good position to expand the farm into. It's relatively close to the rest of the farm, so missed another bit. Close enough. I think it's possibly really hard to see. You can't actually see the weeds because they're relatively small. Obviously we're not playing precision farming in this episode, or in this series should I say. It's not going to be perfect. Already decided that. We'll cover as much as we can. I'm not quite sure how much of a difference it actually makes to the crop yield. Certainly costs us a lot of money on the herbicide and time. But we will do what we can. I'm doing very well at missing a patch on every run so far. We'll try and continue that tradition all the way down. I think that's as close as we're going to get it without spending a lot of extra herbicide, which is costing us quite a bit of money. And obviously the darkness is also getting upon us. I also think this will be the end of this episode, so what I'm going to continue to do off camera is try and continue as much of these as possible, of just ploughing it. Don't want to continue running the camera just for that. It's and obviously it's going to go dark shortly, so we will do what we can. And whether we get them finished or not before the next episode, I'm unsure, because clearly it will take us a while, so hopefully get this one done, certainly, and start on the other one, but we will see. Anyway, thank you for watching. Any comments, any ideas below where we can do things, then please let me, and we'll come back to you and we'll discuss it in the channel. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode. Like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next episode of Hinterland. Ta-ta for now.